Welcome to Scale With Us, the podcast for business owners navigating the absolute chaos of scaling a business and juggling all that life throws at you along the way.
Each week, we'll be talking about our wins and fails and everything in between because let's be real, it's not all smooth scaling.
So grab a drink, settle in, and let's get into it.
Hello. Hi. We just had a bit of an awkward start, but that's okay.
It's weird that how many we've done of these now. I mean, we're not that many, but we still don't know ever how to start.
I know, imagine what we're going to be like when we get to
We are starting now, everybody. Turn up the radio.
No, but imagine at like 200th episode, imagine
200.
we're going to be like pros.
We're going to have a party to celebrate that.
I know.
Shall we celebrate 100? Should we have a party?
Yeah.
Have a listener party?
What are we up to now? 12 or 13?
Yeah, we're nearly there.
Maybe 20. We have a little bit of 20. We did it.
Yes. Well, thank you everyone for listening so far. And we did an episode a few weeks ago, which was our listener questions, and that was very popular. We were able to answer some of the questions sent through from Instagram and some of our clients. So we thought we'd dive in and do another one of those today. Yeah. But, as always, we've got many drink vessels here to talk about. So what are we drinking and thinking today? What are you drinking?
Well, I'm very impressed by your new sidekick merch.
Product placement. Here we go.
No, it's beautiful.
They're actually really nice cups.
Yeah, they're really, really lovely. So
you're just not impressed with what's in it?
No, I had a little sneaky sip before we started.
Yeah,
and
I saw
it's
your face.
Disgusting. You keep giving me really bad drinks.
So this is like, we were like rushing around going, what are we going to drink today? And I'm like, I've got these like gin and tonics in the fridge, but they're not the ones that I drink. And someone left them at my house a while ago when they came around for something, and they've just sat in the back of the fridge. So apologies. It's just it's a double gin and tonic, and it's
like 10% alcohol, but it's not good.
I mean, I don't hate it.
Yeah, but you like bad drinks. I don't know that margarita we had a few weeks ago.
I like bad drinks.
Yeah.
I like strong drinks.
Well, yeah, me too. But anyway, it's just tastes dirty.
Well, you've got your big Stanley water there just in case. I've carried them in. You might have to check that you've got your one, because I put like a bit of cordial in mine, sugar-free cordial. So.
Oh. No, I think it's good. I think it's water.
Well, you'll soon see. Anyway, what are we thinking today?
Well, I had a bit of a drama this morning.
Oh, no.
So my parents always look after the girls quite a lot. I'm very, very lucky in that sense. And my husband and I sent them away on a little caravanning trip.
Sent them away. That is a bit of a problem.
And then I realised, oh, my God, we're recording this podcast.
You sent the parents away.
Yeah, sent the parents away.
You sent the kids away.
Well, I wish. No. So sent the parents away for a few nights in the caravan. Just we've got this caravan, it's not getting used, and they're always helping and looking after the girls. So I was like, go and have a little trip away for a few nights, a little, just
have a rest
from my kids. Exactly. And then, today we're doing the podcast and Clint's working. I'm like, oh, my God, Jovi. Like, I didn't plan it very well. I've got to drive from Central Coast to Sydney to record this. So to get back, she finishes at like 2:30. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you've got after school care, right?
Well, I thought so.
Oh.
But I got there and I was like, how do I enroll her in after school care? And they're like, there's a waiting list and it's very long every day. I was like, shit, what am I going to do?
Gosh.
I just didn't think there would be
a wait list.
Well,
everybody else is probably parents like you, like trying to get back from Sydney. I think I must be very lucky then, because ours is like I literally can just book in on the day usually. It's big. Like, there's a lot of educators and stuff there. Right. But oh, no.
So I was like, okay. So I messaged the hubby and I was like.
It's all because the parents aren't here.
Very inconvenient.
So rude.
So rude. How
dare they go away?
No, this is my fault for not organising it. But I guess, they're about to have 10 days with the girls exclusively.
Oh, yes, because you're going away. Probably by the time this comes out, actually.
Yeah, might be in there, or maybe you've come back.
In
by
there?
then.
Over there? Away?
In that country.
Yonder?
Over yonder. Going
Where
to Thailand for the Success School business retreat, which I love going to, and then also the Philippines. And I'm so excited. Going to see
to meet your people.
Yeah, see the team. And it's only 3 hours, like when you look at like flights and stuff, but I don't know if it was the week we're going or whatever. It's going to take like a full day to get from
Thailand to the Philippines.
Cebu to Manila, Bangkok.
Yeah,
Phuket
right.
maybe or something. It's like a couple of trips.
And have you ever got to meet any of your team before in person? Oh, wow. Did you get to meet Sheila?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you get to meet
I
Sheila.
know. It's so funny. Sheila is, as I always talk about Sheila, she's incredible, but we've never seen her face on camera. Isn't that wild? So she works for me full time, like such an integral part of the business. I've never seen her face.
Oh, so how are you going to recognize it?
I've seen photos.
Okay.
That's one thing when
she's just a private person.
She's a private person. Yeah.
Okay.
But she's coming. She's bringing her husband.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited.
And what's your plan? Were you there? Like, what are you going to do all together?
I'm just flying everyone to Cebu. Some people are driving, some are flying. And yeah, we've got a little hotel and we're just going to relax and have a lunch and a dinner and a bit of a co-working thing. Yeah, some team. We've got
cool.
a day planned of boat trip and everything. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes. I bet your parents are too.
Probably
They're
not.
going to be getting pretty relaxed on this camping trip right now. Gosh, you know what it's like when you have 10 days straight with your kids on like just without a break. Well, that's
They've
like
been
every week.
pretty full on as well. So
I know. We both messaged each other last night just kind of going like, okay, we're not going to drink during the week. And then I'm like, I caved. I needed a drink. My kids are feral. And you're like, I did too.
yeah, I was like, I caved as well.
Not that it's that we should do, but like we've been trying to be good, like not drinking during the week. But some
last
days,
night was just a bit of a
I don't know what it is. It's just I don't even like I don't get drunk off it or anything. It's just having that drink and having that little moment to yourself.
Yeah.
Little
safety blanket.
A cup of tea or something.
Probably. And what about you? What's been happening in your world?
Oh my God. So much. But what I was just thinking then was that I got an Uber here today and the guy was like really friendly and had music on when I got in. And he proceeded to sing the whole way. Like he had like, I don't know, what Smooth FM or something on in Sydney. And that's like, think like Aerosmith and like, I want to know what love is.
Oh, that's good.
He was belting it out the whole way. I tried to record some on the camera. But like, and then like at first I was like a bit annoyed and inconvenienced because I was like trying to like do stuff. And then I'm like, Hermione, calm down. Like this
He's
is
loving
lovely.
his job.
He's loving his job. He's having a good day. And to be fair, I probably sung and being a bit of a hooligan in Ubers. So maybe it's my payback. And maybe, you know, that's, you know, not that it was even payback. It was lovely and delightful.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
You have to give him 5 stars.
I'll have to give him 5 stars. I don't know if he'll give me 5 stars. My Uber rating is not amazing.
Why? What do you do?
What do I do?
What do you don't you do?
Well, I've talked about this a lot with like Taylor and I talk about this with my cousin all the time. I think it's like that when drunk Hermione gets an Uber, like I'm either like way too chatty or, you know, I'm like, turn the music up or stop at Macca's or something. So I think it got down really low. It was at like a 4.5 or something for a while. It's back up now, like 4.7. But it freaked me out because like there's places in things like South Korea and stuff now, like the rating systems come in and it's like they won't pick you up unless you're a certain rating.
Do you plan on going to South Korea anytime soon?
No, not anytime soon. But like what if that happens here?
Yeah, true. You'll get another one. There'll be another one around.
It's the same reason, you know, you just got to always, you never know. It's the same reason I'm polite to ChatGPT every day. I will say my pleases, always say my thank yous. Even when I'm annoyed with it, I'm like, okay, talk to it like it's a human.
Yep. Just in case they take
that's
over.
Not quite what I asked for. Would you mind fixing it up?
It's not too much bother.
I know. I got the shits with it the other day because I was like trying to get it to do something for me and it kept saying, here's the final version. And I was like,
no.
Hang on. I didn't say we were finished here.
I'll tell you when it's the final version.
Exactly.
How funny.
Anyway, so that's really riveting content for today. But I mean, there's lots of other stuff on my mind, but that was just what I was thinking as I walked in here. It's like, should I be annoyed with that or should I just enjoy and embrace that someone's just rocking
it could have been worse.
Yeah, totally.
Way worse.
You had bad PO.
Yeah.
I hate it when you're stuck in a bad
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, moving right along.
Moving along to the listener questions.
Yeah, we've got a few to answer today.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, well, let's dive in.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll start off. Corinne,
Corinne,
damn it. Sorry. I went to a school with a girlfriend and anyway, spelt similar.
Sure.
She's from Ray White and she's asked us on Instagram, managing teams with different personalities on the hunt for leadership tips.
Well, hi, shout out to Corinne.
Sorry, I got your name wrong.
Maybe it is Corinne. No, I'm sure it's Corinne.
Yeah.
Managing teams with different personalities. I mean, I think this is part of the leadership journey, right? And it's even with people with kids, right? Like your kids are going to have different personalities. Like we have different personalities.
Yeah.
It's going to be naive to think that you could have a whole team with the same personality as you that are all, robot versions.
Yeah.
And I think the best leaders know how to get the most out of different people regardless of their personality types and skill sets.
Yeah.
How to manage teams? I think you've got to learn some skills around it, right? Like you've either got to, if you're noticing your teams have a lot of different personalities in it, like maybe it's time to go and look at, some personality leadership, almost profiling type stuff, right? Like I think we've all done like the disc profiles and stuff over the years. Like that's a really basic version that you can almost do yourself, or you can get someone to come in and do it. There's, a higher level of profiling with things like agent dynamics with like Julie Davies and things. Like there's tools out there that you can use to elevate your skills, but also then there's workshops and training you can do. I used to run some disc training back in the day.
We do it for our clients and VAs.
Yeah.
So we can match them with.
Such a good idea, right? And like even then in saying that, right, imagine if then you were able to match in a real estate business in property management, you were able to match the landlords with the right personalities, because that can be a reason why someone wants to leave, is because they just don't gel and get on with the person. But there might be another one in the business that they would, because like in the disc profiles, if someone's like dominant, say it like it is, just balls in first, versus someone who's slow and steady, and I want the detail and I want to make the decision and I want time to think about it, those people are always going to clash.
Yeah.
So I think my advice around that would probably be to expand your skills in it, whether that's your own leadership skills or whether that's, getting someone in to help with that.
And I think it's, you just have to, I listen to a lot of podcasts on leadership and things because I recognize it's an area that I need to improve on as well. And I always think like, what's the sort of leader that I want to be? Yeah. And then I go and find people online, or I listen to podcasts and I think, that's a great leadership style, and I kind of just binge watch that, or
and then you can emulate it.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to that, like what you're saying, right? You're looking for ways to develop yourself as a leader. It's not just getting these people to conform in line with you. It's that you need to learn how to understand different personalities and how to get the most out of each one. And probably that is that path of self-awareness. You need to know who you are as a leader first.
Totally.
I think that's super valuable.
Yeah.
And so what do you do for your, like you said, you do disc in your teams. How does that work?
So when a client signs on with us, we ask them if they would like to do one. And then we do it with the VAs as well. And we just make sure we're matching, we're finding out what sort of person, they are, and make sure we're matching them with the right client, right VA.
I was thinking about your microphone going floppy.
Is it?
No, it's not, but I just remembered it made me laugh.
So that's what we do.
Yeah.
I think you did it, or did you opt out of it because you've done it?
I think I already had my VAs, so I was like,
oh yeah, that's right.
Don't have time.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I've already got them.
Yeah. And they're doing well, so.
We're all pretty well matched, like personality-wise anyway. It's that difference between, hiring just on skill versus what's actually going to.
Culture fit. Yeah.
Culture, but also personality fit, right? Like you might have someone with amazing skills, but culture or personality-wise, they're going to cause massive dramas within your team. And, some really high performers are usually those really high Ds that can upset a lot of the S's and C's. And people who don't know what disc is are probably like, what letters is she talking about? But they're all the like indicators of what personality type you are. And you can see why then there's a lot of cultural issues within a team when you've got people who are opposites. And it's not to say that they should change. It's about understanding each other.
Yeah.
If you can better understand, that's why they're like that, then you can, cater to and mold your way of dealing with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Be curious to know, like, what are the specific challenges, but, she's probably not going to be able to tell us now because we've named her and she's not going to be able to out her team for their whole personalities, but we might do an anonymous follow-up question.
Absolutely.
All right. Next question is we have from the lovely Jess Ross. Hi, Jess. Hi. Client of both of us. We love Jess, killing it out there. Jess has asked on Instagram, AI assistants, have you looked into this as another scale up to business operations? This one's for you to start, I reckon. You are
I absolutely
a bit of an AI queen.
I have been making all sorts of bots. We've talked about it a little bit on some of the earlier episodes, but yeah, making AI like custom ChatGPT bots. I've got one for emails. I've got one for LinkedIn. I've got content. I've got all sorts of. I've got like an internal one, which has been really, really good for onboarding new team members into
like a knowledge
agency.
base, or
Yeah. So really, really good. And
just slow down though. Like let's talk about some of those, right? Because like there'll be some people who kind of double with ChatGPT. Maybe some have even tried to make a bot, right?
Yeah.
Like some of those are really interesting. Like talk about like say the knowledge base and how you've built that and what that means for your team.
Yeah. So we have a lot of SOPs in our business, a lot of procedure manuals, and the rate that we're growing, we need to keep bringing on more team. And it gets a lot to constantly onboard and train people. So we still do that, of course, but what we've done is we've put all of those manuals into the back end of a custom GPT. And then we, in the information section, we say you are an internal, source of truth for Agents Inc. Refer to this knowledge base of information. That's where you pull your information from. Make sure you use Australian
English. So they can just go and like ask it a question like, how do I do X, Y, Z in the business? And they don't have to ask you. They're able to ask the bot.
Correct.
And you've trained it to be pretty accurate.
Accurate. Yeah.
So good. Have you had to retrain it over time?
Yeah. Well, it's more we add in more documents and then we just update the information box of like we've added this new, document 13 is this. It refers to this. If someone asks you a question regarding onboarding a VA to start with a property management client, refer to this.
Yeah.
So it's worked really well. It's never 100%. Like you and I both know, we use ChatGPT every day, and sometimes it works, sometimes it's
literally just before we tried something in it, and I was like, that's not what I asked.
Yeah. So it's not.
But that wasn't on a custom bot though. So I think actually it was. We might need to retrain. We've got a potty bot.
Yes,
so we've got
do.
Poddybot, and we've programmed Poddybot with all of our episodes and audience and like episode guides, and it will literally, if we want to do a topic on this, it helps us kind of put together
structure it.
Yeah, the structure and framework around it. It's just those ways you can save time, right? And that's not even touching on, the integrations and literal AI assistants that can do all the tasks and things like that. That's literally just having some bots in your business that save the time.
Yeah.
Have you played with like the tasks and the automations and things?
No, I haven't. No, have you?
No, it's on my awareness list to get into. I think it's a timepiece, right? Like you either got to become an expert at it or have someone in your team that's going to really own it and nail it.
Yeah. We've done up a lot of training for our VAs on creating their own bots for clients, and we've got that training in the Agents Inc. Academy. But for us, Sheila's probably the one that is the best at it. But as new things, come out all the time, it's you need someone in your team that's going to, stay on top of it.
And that's a good point though, right? Because it's like, so task is this next level, which, the AI can actually do things for you, not just respond to prompts. Like it will actually, you can set it to do this on this day. If you use it for, say, creating a social media, you can be like, okay, on the Monday of each week, email me a list of blah, blah, blah based on the hot topics online, and it can actually just do that for you without you needing to go and prompt it on a Monday.
Yeah,
so I think it sounds simple when I say it like that, but I think there's like more to learn around how to optimize it.
Yeah.
And I think I always get stuck on, I have to know it. But it's like, I don't have to know it. I have to empower one of my team to
for sure
get good at it, because I don't have time to be in the weeds and knowing everything.
Yeah. So Jess owns a property management business, Spice Property. What would you recommend Jess uses one for? If she was going to learn how to make one, what would you recommend she would?
Well, actually, I have a whole guide on this in my PMBA where we talk about all the different things that a business owner can use it for. I mean, the basic stuff, social media and marketing, right? Like programming it to just speak in your voice and not use rocket emojis and all of those kind of things. But as well, crafting and writing emails, like the knowledge-based stuff, like those are some really great tools as far as a business to be able to scale it. I've been doing a couple with my clients where we've set up, email responses so that it writes the email responses for the property management team in a certain way, because we know a property manager loves to just bash out an email response, usually with an emotional response. So we trained some bots to develop emotionally intelligent responses. So instead of just being like,
great.
hey, why won't you pay for this repair? It's like, hey, we understand, and and it puts like it in a nice little bubble for you. So a couple of things like that, especially if you want team to respond in the same way as you would to certain issues. Like you can say, hey, I've got this bot here, like you can use it to run your responses through, and you can be resting more assured that it's going to be delivered in the right way. But yeah, there's so many things. I had a client the other day who wanted a report out of their system. They weren't getting the right data of how they wanted to see it. It's just like, I'm going to have to sit there and manually go through each line by line and change it. And I was like, no. Let's just run that through ChatGPT. And she's like, oh my gosh, that's just literally just saved me the whole day of that data and figuring that out, because she just wants to calculate fees a certain way.
Yeah. I did the same thing with Facebook ads the other day. I was like, here's the data, what is working well, what's not, what's a good, click-through rate, all of that. And it, came back to me.
There's so much. And there's always things that I go like, oh, no, I probably can't do that. And I'm like, give it a try. And I'm like, pretty impressed.
Yeah.
So, I think just having that there as your right-hand tool. And it's even we had a client the other day, she's got all of her processes in the Trello boards, right? So checklist style. But she's like, I really need to turn them into more detailed like SOPs. And she's like, I need to block out, a week to do it. And I was like, well, why don't we just take the screenshots of what's in there, run it through ChatGPT and get it to formulate it into an SOP format, fluff it out a bit. And literally within a couple of hours, she had all of her Trello checklists in SOP format. And now all she has to do is go in and customize them.
Perfect.
Like,
so good.
Yeah. And that's not really even a bot. That's just utilizing the AI there. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, I think let's go away and experiment with more AI, because like ChatGPT is not the only thing out there. There's so many other tools out there.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do some actual research and
Well, I just
trials.
downloaded Claude on my phone.
Yeah, that's supposed to be good.
Yeah, it's meant to be better for writing, like writing emails and that sort of thing. So I haven't played with it yet, but it's downloaded. Baby steps.
Put that on your to-do list.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should do an episode on, more like how to even set up the bots and make yourself a little team.
Yeah.
And that was a question actually I should touch on, because someone's like, do you just set up one for everything? And like most of the time, I think we've spoken about this, it's like it's better to have a custom bot for like the specific task that you want it to do.
And then you can daisy chain them. Have you heard about that?
Yes. we always forget about this, don't we? I sent you a thing on Instagram. We're like, oh my gosh, we can daisy chain them. So what's daisy chaining, Jess?
Daisy chaining is when you've got a few custom ChatGPTs and you are writing on one of them, and then if you want to grab knowledge from another one, or you need to I guess just grab knowledge from another one, you can and then the name of that one.
So
and
cool.
Daisy chains all the
it's
information.
Like welcoming another one into the conversation.
Yeah, it's like, come on, friend, come and join this combo. So
double bots.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Crazy. Yeah.
That is pretty cool. All right, more to unpack there.
Yes, stay tuned for that one. Okay, so another one we have here. So it says another one from Fiona. Did she comment on the last one?
Maybe.
The last question.
I'm not sure. I can't remember if this is an Instagram. Anyway, we've got one from Fiona.
Fiona, so what do you do to keep your mindset strong in business? Business is hard and I struggle some days doing it all on my own. Ooh. Oh, Fiona.
Can relate.
Don't do it all on your own.
Well, yes, don't do it all on your own. Exhibit A, get a VA. But I'm not sure about the business. I'm not going to advise on the business, but I'm going to comment on the keeping the mindset strong, because what she's saying, like, business is hard, and like especially if you are doing it all on your own, like you've got to wear all the hats, and you probably also have to juggle everything else going on in life if you've got kids and family and everything else. So keeping your mindset strong, like I think that comes down to like how well are you being self-aware, taking care of yourself, managing your own stress, even managing your health and well-being. I think that all comes down to how well you can show up in your business, because especially if you are the business, then how you're doing affects everything, right? If your mindset's not strong, if you're not feeling great that day, if you're overly stressed and overwhelmed, like you're not going to be able to show up well in your business.
Totally.
So what do? I mean, I feel like I often practice what I preach. I'm in a stage where I'm probably not practicing what I preach as much because I'm just in like a hectic build phase.
Yeah.
But usually, like, I would make sure that I'm practicing self-awareness. So I am making sure that I'm kind of checking in with myself and being aware of, okay, how am I doing? How am I feeling? Am I overwhelmed? Am I not? Like, and if I am, knowing the signals where it's like, okay, I need to take a break or pull back.
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, it's probably around if I'm snapping at my kids and if I'm feeling like a headless chicken every day, then I need to go, okay, I need to pause and step back, even though it feels like I've just got to keep going.
Yeah.
Like I have to pause and step back and go, all right, I need to have a night off or not work this weekend, or, oh shit, I haven't been to the gym in 3 weeks. Maybe that's, you know, like I need to actually start doing some stuff for myself. And every time I've done that and given myself some space and nurture, like, and it's not just, fill your cup, like that's lovely. It's not, it's actually, okay, what do I need? I need to go to the gym. I need to get to bed earlier. I need to not drink every night. I need to make sure
drink water,
eating throughout, drinking my giant Stanley water every day and making sure I'm like eating well, right? So many times like we go, how do I fix all the problems? Like if you go back to basics.
Totally.
And that takes the self-awareness, right? So mindset is having self-awareness. And mindset is also then being aware of the filter, how you're seeing everything. If I'm going through the day and thinking like, everything's hard and everything sucks and like, why is this, like if I'm in that mindset, all I'm going to see is the evidence as to why that's true.
Yeah.
Right. And so we have to kind of go, okay, how else could I look at this? Like how else could I be thinking about this? You know, what if this hard time is like making way for something bigger and better? You know, what if I looked for the good in each day, you know, gratitude and, you know, mindfulness around those things. Once we start looking for the positives, we see more of those things. So it's actually being aware of what filter are you looking at everything through, and is that a more negative fixed mindset, or are you looking at things more positive and growth mindseted?
Yeah.
And again, that comes down to self-awareness. We get so busy in reaction mode every day that I think we don't check in with ourselves and think, how am I feeling? How am I thinking?
Yeah, totally. And I think, you know, if you're having that self-awareness for yourself, it's also looking at your business and, you know, are you building the business that you really want? Like, is this how you want to be every day? In terms of team, in terms of, you know, everything that you're working so hard for.
Because sometimes you can end up feeling like this isn't what I wanted. This isn't what I signed
exactly.
up for.
Yeah.
But then you got to work out what needs to change.
Absolutely. Totally. Is it winding it back a little bit? No, it's your choice. It's your business. I'm guessing she owns her own business. Yeah. Totally. Is it bringing on a new team member? Is it just taking the foot off the pedal a little bit and fixing a few systems, putting in some more automations? Like nothing changes unless nothing, what is it? Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Yeah, profound.
Yeah, right?
Who made that one up?
Yeah, I don't know. I almost butchered it though.
Yeah, and it's true, right? And I've had that conversation with a few of my clients lately where they're just like, I just feel like I've got to keep pushing, but I'm like stressed and overwhelmed. I've got so much going on in my personal life. I'm like, hey, you've built this. Like you've got money coming in the door. You've run great service to your clients. It's all right to just take that foot off the gas just a little bit, right? You're not going to slow down to a stop or roll backwards down the hill, but you don't have to keep pushing so hard if you're in that state. The best thing you can do for yourself and your business is to pause, reflect, reassess, and then work out the next steps forward. And sometimes then with that calm and clarity, you can think clearer.
Oh, for sure.
Because like when we're stressed and overwhelmed, we can't think clearly.
Yeah. You make the bad decisions and
And sometimes the bad decision is that you just haven't made any, like you're just staying stuck, right?
Yeah.
No decision is often actually a decision.
Totally.
Yes. Oh, it is hard. Like it
is really hard.
As I said, I usually practice what I preach, but I would probably say I'm in like a push mode. But I think the thing with mindset is I recognize I'm in a phase. Like I don't see this as like I'm just going to keep working this hard forever. And like at the moment I'm staying up till, you know, last night it was like 11 o'clock. I was up working till like work, shut down. I open up my laptop, 5:45 this morning to get a few things done before we get out the door. Like that's such crazy. Busy days at the moment. I'm onboarding new team. Like it's nuts, right? But I know that we're sort of like this. It's just this little hump.
You've just got to push through.
And the things I'm doing are to get me to a bit more of
but if it was like that every day for no reason, Like you're about to onboard a new team member, you've got events coming up.
Yeah.
You're doing it for a reason. But if it was like that every day for no reason, you almost think like, God, what's the point?
And we do, like, and I've thought that, and I've got clients that think that, and like it makes sense, but like you're never stuck. Like there's always something you can do. And I think it's also, I think the mindset piece is also knowing that it's like you have the power to create any of the change you want. If you want to close your business down and go back to a 9-to-5 job, that's okay. If you want to take the pedal off, that's okay. If you want to speak to Jess or I and reach out and have a chat, like, and work out the next steps in your business, like that's okay. If you want to go and, I don't know, buy 3 more businesses, like that's okay. Like whatever you want, you can have, and you can create that change. And I think that's the empowering mindset piece.
For sure. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
One last question, I think, before we can wrap it up. What do you think?
Just a quickie.
Just a quick one. You to me?
Yes. All right. Final question. Just a bit of a quickie, and this might take a bit more because it's a bit of a loaded question, but I don't have a name on this one. I didn't write that down. Silly me.
Might be anonymous.
It's a very risky question. Look, I'm trying to decide if I should reinvest in my business or financially start paying myself more. How do you find the right balance between growth and actually enjoying the money you're making?
Ooh.
That's a really good question.
Really good
that
question.
Needs a whole hour.
It does. We might come back to it another day in more detail. But for me, I have paid myself a very, very low wage for the last 2 years.
A lot of people don't. Yeah, we don't, just to get it up and running.
To get it up and running, to be able to afford the team to support what we're doing. I'm at the stage now where I need to start paying myself more. But also I've been investing all of the money back in for Facebook ads, and I honestly don't think it would have grown as much as it has if I hadn't invested in myself, in coaching, website ads, like everything that I've needed to get it to this point. So I'm proud that I've done it like that. But now it's, I need to really, I think now for me it's coming up to almost 3 years in the business. And I'm
give yourself a pay rise.
I know. I think I deserve it.
You go. Give yourself a little bonus.
A little bonus.
But if you like, that's what you got to work out. You know, you got to look at your cash flow and go, okay, well, what is the impact if I do, pay myself and enjoy the fruits of my labor? Can the business still sustain and keep going? Maybe you won't be in a massive growth phase, but that's okay.
But also looking at our life, we need to buy a new property that we're kind of growing out of the one that we've got.
Yeah.
And I think if the bank actually looked at what I pay myself, they'd be like, it's on paper what looks good for that next phase. So I think if I didn't need to buy a new house shortly, and that might be in a year or so, but I've got to look at, what the business is paying me and up that so we can have another deposit, so we can, look good for the bank to then.
It depends on your own family financial situation. You might have a husband that can make millions and you don't need to pull money out, then cool, go for it, reinvest it back in. But if it's sort of for, you're entitled to, reap the fruits of your labor. But I'm the same, like, because I've reinvested so much back in the last 12 months, we went to look at an investment property and, I was just like, oh, okay, it doesn't actually work in this financial year based on what I paid myself. I've basically paid myself below minimum wage the last 12 months.
Don't worry. Yeah.
To be able to do that doesn't mean I'm like living below the poverty line. But it's sort of like, okay, same decisions as you. It's like, okay, what do I need to do both for the business but also for your own personal life to make sure you can achieve? Because, again, we're not just business robots. Like, you have to live your life. This is also that you can live a life and a lifestyle and create freedom for your future.
Correct. We're not building this for nothing. Like, there has to be
a charity.
Yeah.
We should do some charity work.
It
would be nice. I'd love to do that one day. I think that's definitely something I'd love to do, in years to come when I've built up more wealth, is then be able to take that time and contribute to something else.
I've actually spoken to Sheila about creating some courses, and we have so many courses there for the VAs already, but looking at underprivileged kids in the Philippines and giving them tools and resources to be able to get into being a VA. And, it wouldn't cost us anything. The courses are there. It's just about a bit of marketing and things to be able to find those people or find that, school or something. But definitely we're going to do something like that soon for sure.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. That's that's mapping it back to your life. I think that going back to the question, it's a personal decision. There's no right or wrong. You might, and this, you can't compare. You might listen to us. You might see what someone else is doing. You know, it's where I say stop comparing, because you might see another business thriving and like killing it, but then it's sort of like, what have they got behind them? They might not be taking any money. You might be taking money. So you just can't really compare.
Yeah, totally.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up there. We covered a lot of ground today on leadership, on AI, on what else did we cover off? On mindset.
Yeah.
Money.
Oh, a bit of everything.
Covered all the topics today. Amazing.
All the hot topics.
Well, thank you so much for listening as always. Like and subscribe and share with a business friend you think might like this episode, and we'll be back in your ears next week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.